Hi guys, just started recording there, and halfway through that video, the camera went all froze. It froze. Yeah, it froze. Right. Okay. So we're gonna start again. I was just waffling to myself for a good 15 minutes there, and the camera had frozen. I can't believe it. Let's get into it again. We've got his Euro squad. 26 names. Usually 23, but we've got 26, and we'll first start with the goalkeepers. This is going to be my team, not what I think Southgate's going to pick. So if you're thinking, oh, that he will never go, that's fine. It's who I would pick if I was the manager. So we'll start with the goalkeepers, and we've got the usual three that everyone goes for. Henderson, Pickford, Pope. My number one would be Henderson because he's the youngest, and I don't think there's much difference between all three. Pope is maybe the better all-round goalkeeper in terms of like shot stopping, etc., like height, coming for crosses, all that stuff. But I think Henderson's age probably just gets it. The fact that we can give him a few tournaments before he's like Pickford and Pope's age, and then he has that under his belt. I just think Pickford's probably as good as he's ever going to be now. Is he good enough? Maybe. But yeah, my Henderson for me. I think that's quite self-explanatory, that one. Those three goalkeepers. I don't think many people have got anyone else. Let's straight on to the defenders. And we have Trent and Walker at fullbacks. We have Shaw and Chilwell at left back. And we have Stones, Maguire, Tomori and Godfrey at centre back. Now, I just went on a 5-minute, not rant, but a 5-minute spiel about this before the camera cut out. So if the camera cuts out this time, just laugh at whatever. I'm going to carry on the video basically, right? I don't know why the camera's doing this, so just bear with. But whatever pose I'm in when the camera freezes, just whatever, just ignore it and focus on what I'm saying. Because I think you can still hear what I'm saying, even though the camera freezes, hopefully. So, my thought behind this. Trent and Walker fullbacks. I don't understand this thing that's whipped up over on Twitter, the social medias about Trent not going. It's inconceivable to me how Trent does not go to the Euros. I'm not going to get too far into it. I don't get it. He's had Liverpool have not had the best season, but he's not had centre-back partnerships next to him that have been stable, so he's not going to look as good. Last year, he was one of the best fullbacks in the world. You don't all of a sudden become shit, so I don't get this. Kyle Walker's got that pace, he can play centre-back. He's been playing really well for Man City this year. It was very good against PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League, up against Di Maria, Neymar, etc. So yeah, I think he should be in. Obviously mentions to James and Trippier. Trippier has been very good this year. I know he had a betting ban, but he's been good this year. Atletico Madrid look like they may be winning the title. So yeah, I think the only reason I've left Trippier out is I don't want three fullbacks on one position. You rarely need two, and you don't need three. And he just misses out. I think because of between Walker's pace and Trent's technical ability, Trippier's arguably a better defender than those two, maybe. But the way I would play is I would play on the front foot, and I would hope that both those guys' attacking output would offset the defensive need for a good defender, right? I think a lot of people these days play with attacking fullbacks, and I don't see why we should be any different. Trippier is good. I don't agree with him playing left wing back like Southgate sometimes picks him, but yeah, if Trippier is taken to the Euros, that's fine by me, and same as James, it's fine by me. You just got to make tough decisions, and those two are out for me. I just think Trent and Walker cover everything that you probably need, alongside Godfrey, who can play both fullbacks and can be that emergency third choice fullback if you need it, which you probably not. It's just wasting a spot. So Godfrey's like primarily a centre midfielder. He can also play defensive midfielder like he did for Norwich before he got converted to centre back. He's basically a utility player, but he's young, he's aggressive, he's strong, he's hard to beat, he's fast. And I just think those players are the ones that work very well in international football, especially these days, the powerful players. And Tomori as well. I've watched AC Milan a few times this year. I've also watched him in the Europa League against Manchester United, and he was brilliant. I watched him a couple of weeks back for the last 30 minutes of that game against Juventus, and he had Cristiano Ronaldo in his pocket. He just bullied him effectively. That's what he did. I don't know if it was Ronaldo wasn't bothered or what. He was winning every single ball. He was winning everything, and not even just against Ronaldo. He was just, it was reading passes into strikers, and he was just getting in there, and he looks very positive with the ball. He looks aggressive. He's very fast, and I just think he's got those skills that your Tyrone Mings, your Michael Keane's, your Connor Cody's, he's got those extra weapons, extra bits in his locker that those three don't have. So he'd be there for me. I'm a big fan of quick defenders. I think it gets you out of a lot of trouble. You can afford to try and dominate more of the match if you've got quicker defenders. Now I know Stones and Maguire is going to be the first pick, but it wouldn't even bother me if Tomori was first choice if Maguire's not fit. Like I said, he's very raw, and I'm not suggesting he's brilliant. I'm not suggesting he's the next coming of Maldini, etc., which is ironic because Maldini is the sporting director at AC Milan, and he brought Tomori in. So I'm not saying that means anything, but it probably does mean something. A lot of Chelsea fans are annoyed that he's not there anymore. But yeah, I think he has the ingredients that we don't have, that Stones and Maguire don't have. So if we need that against an Mbappe or someone like that are really fast, then I think Tomori's the guy that you should bring in, and he can keep up with that. He's a bit weak in the air, is Tomori, but Maguire makes up for that. Stones is not bad in the air either. He's quite tall dude, 6'2", I think. So yeah, every single person in this list has probably got weaknesses, right? There's no one that's like a Messi or a Ronaldo, Neymar. So yeah, that'd be my defence. Shaw and Chilwell sort of self-explanatory. Really, I don't think anyone else. Maybe Saka's closest to them too. Saka can play everywhere. He's a good utility player, but I think for left back, those two are there for that. Like I said, Godfrey played left back for Everton this year. I've been impressed with him every single time. He played a brilliant ball through to Calvert-Lewin as well the other day for their winner. I think it was against West Ham. I just like Ben Godfrey. I think he's very good, very powerful, like I say, and that's why Tomori and Godfrey are there. Not everyone would agree with that. People would put Mings in and Cody, but I just don't see what those guys have that Maguire and Stones don't. It's sort of like the same of the same, and you're not going to get, like, you need different options and different things to counter different players, and I think that defensive lift gives you that, in my opinion, obviously. So let's go to the midfielders. I think that's enough on the defenders. There we go. The camera's not cut out yet, so thank God for that. Right, Henderson, obviously fitness permitting, is the first one on the sheet for me. Foden's very close in second. We've got Declan Rice, we've got Calvin Phillips, Jude Bellingham, Mason Mount, and Maddison. Again, very much like the defenders, I've gone for something that sort of gives you a bit of everything. You've got obviously Rice and Phillips that can win the ball back. Bellingham's good at winning the ball back. Henderson is as well. And then you've got Foden, Mount, Maddison, Bellingham again. Very good technically. I mean, they're all fairly good technically, let's be honest. But yeah, I think we've sort of covered everything in the midfield. I don't think there's really anything that you don't have. Maybe a bit of height. But then again, I wouldn't be playing the ball in the air too much. And I mean, Spain won a fair amount with small players. I know the players there aren't good enough as Spain's, but I think football in general, especially international football, has taken a dip. If you go and have a look at Spain's squad when it comes out, or Germany's squad, or all the other squads, you will notice that the calibre of players in international football and in football in general has gone downhill. So I don't see why we can't do well with that midfield. Again, a lot of people might not put Bellingham in. I don't understand why not. He's 17, 18. He plays almost every match for Dortmund. I've seen him a lot this year on BT Sport. I do watch a lot of foreign football. I watch a lot of football, and the missus will tell you she hates it. I'm always in here watching football. I've got 2 monitors here, and there's usually a game on there and a game on there, or there's 2 games on this side, and then I've got Football Manager on here, or sometimes I've even had 3 games on. So I watch BT Sport a lot. I watch a lot of German football, and he has been brilliant. And I think as well, he doesn't look out of place. So I think if you give him as many international tournaments as you can, I'm not saying start him. I'm not even saying he has to play that many games or that many minutes, but there's definitely a place for him in this squad. He's so He's so mature for his age. He's so clever. He uses the ball so well. He presses well. He's energetic. He gets about the pitch well. He's technically very good. I don't see why not. I don't like, who could you put in there instead of him? James Ward-Prowse maybe. Set pieces aside, what does he give you that those guys in that list don't? I don't think there's anything he does give you. Not saying James Ward-Prowse isn't a good player, but I'm probably missing a midfielder. You're probably shouting at me now, like, Lewis, what about? I have took a long time on this. I've been looking at this for like the last 2 or 3 days about who I'd pick, and I've come to this decision like last night. So it's not something I've just launched together. And yeah, Maddison's there. Maddison probably won't get used, but I think he probably would be out if it was 23 players, Maddison. I would probably take out Maddison. Who else would I take out? I'd probably take a defender out, maybe Godfrey. And I'd take out one of the forwards, I think, if it went down to 23 players. But yeah, Maddison's in there because I just think he's very good. He can strike the ball well. He's a threat from distance if teams are packing the box. So is Mount. We've got some good weaponry down there. And I think they cover everything, like I said. I don't think there's anything that we haven't got in that midfield. I'm just trying to think. Nah, I think that's all for the midfielders. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, the forward list, it's not strikers, this is forwards, so it's wingers as well. So let's bash that up on the screen now. So we've got, as you can see straight away, we've got Grealish in the forward section. He could easily be in the midfield section if you wanted him in. Some of you might have been thinking, why is Grealish not in the midfield section? Why is Grealish not in your squad? He is in the squad. A lot of people are putting him in their forward section. So, yeah, fair enough. I mean, he's played midfield for Aston Villa, so whatever you want. I don't think you can not take Grealish. He's brilliant. I've gone for Greenwood. Again, I think he's obviously he's young, but I think he's a bit like Bellingham in the fact that he's so good for his age that if you look at Danny Ings, would you say Danny Ings is a better finisher than Greenwood? He scored more goals, but would you say he's a better finisher? I probably wouldn't. Would you say Greenwood's quicker? Yeah. Would you say Greenwood is an all-round better player? Maybe not. But how many years has he got on him? Like, basically my point with all these debates, with all these players, these young players, is the alternatives to these young players, are they much better than these young players that I'm putting in? No, they're not. Now, will these young players that we give international tournaments to become more experienced and better in general and like reach a higher level than these guys? Yes. So why not just put them in? Why not give them a chance? They're young, they have no fear, they don't give a shit. And yeah, obviously we've got Sancho in there. Obviously, you can't leave Sancho at home. He's absolute magic. Harry Kane, Rashford, Sterling, Greenwood, Grealish, Calvert-Lewin's there as like a second choice to Kane. And then obviously I put Saka in there. Again, he'd probably not be there if we went down to 23 men. It'd probably be Saka, Maddison and Godfrey that misses out. But yeah, Saka's in there because for this year for Arsenal, he's played left wing back, he's played right wing, left wing, right wing back the other day against Chelsea before coming off for Bellerin. He's played behind the striker, he's played central midfield. He can just play everywhere, and in every single position, he's never looked out of his depth, which is very ridiculously rare for a young player. And Saka, like I said, he's been the best player for Arsenal this year by a country mile, up until maybe when Emile Smith-Rowe came into the squad, who is probably the one that he's probably knocking on the door for me on the outside of this. There's probably a few more, but I was looking at Emile Smith-Rowe and I just think, with the way I've gone for aggressive, not just aggressive as in like fighting aggressive, like on the front foot defenders like Tomori and Godfrey, on the front foot midfielders like Foden, Bellingham, Mount, that like to go forward and press and attack, and they've got energy and they're young. Like, that's the way I would go with the squad. I just don't subscribe to the idea of having like your Ward-Prowses, your Mings, your Keanes, your Cody. That's 4 wasted spots. You've got those players in the squad. You've got those players. They're not giving you anything extra. They're not giving you things that you don't already have. Maybe Ward-Prowse, like I've said, with the set pieces, which is fair enough. If you put Ward-Prowse in, but I mean, is he going to be starting for you, Ward-Prowse, in an international tournament for England? Like, we've got to be harsh. We have to. You can't play everyone, right? You've got to start being harsh, and you've got to start asking these tough questions. Are they good enough for international football? Those 4 guys I mentioned, in my opinion, just aren't good enough. They're not. Now, some of these players in this list now that you see, they might not be good enough, but they will be eventually. And we need to stop playing these 27, 28-year-old players that are going to be 30 the next time, and they're going to get worse rather than these young players that are going to get better. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. And I know it's going to be the same when Southgate pulls the squad up, and I'm going to be pulling. I'll do a video on rating the squad, and I'm just going to be saying the same stuff. It's just going to be pulling my hair out, reading players like Eric Dyer and shit, and it just depresses me. I just want Southgate to leave. I just do. He's a good coach, but he's not a good manager, and they're totally different. But yeah, I know Sterling's been a bit off form. Grealish has been injured, but there's no one you take over Sterling and Grealish that are better. There isn't. I think those top 5 there, there's no one better than those top 5 in the country when they're on it. Kane, Sancho, Rashford, Sterling, Grealish. For me, there's no one. No wide players or strikers better than those 5. And then obviously they're backed up by Calvert-Lewin, who's physically very good, a bit different. Greenwood, Saka, they've all got pace there really, apart from maybe Kane. Grealish a little bit. Grealish is quick off the mark, but not very fast over 50 metres. But yeah, that's my team. Like I said, I've tried to not justify, but I've tried to explain why those players are in the squad. If you disagree with any, absolutely fair enough. I've obviously put it in the comments, and I will get back to you guys. And yeah, I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. Like I said, the 3 people that would miss out if it went down to 23, like if we could only pick 23, would be Maddison, Saka, and Godfrey. But I think those 3 are probably good value to put in there. Maddison's fairly young, Saka and Godfrey are young. Yeah, that's my team. Let me know if you want to put in the comments your team, and I'll get back to you. Then please do that. The more interactions the videos get, the more likes, the more views. The further up the algorithm YouTube push my video, the more views we get, the more people that come in and do the same. The channel grows. Everyone's a winner. So yeah, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. And until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.